Hi to everybody, and I welcome you all to our new module on packaging of meat and meat products. In this module, we'll have three lectures. The first lecture will be on the importance of packaging of food products. Second lecture will be on the packaging of meat and meat products. Third is labeling regulations for the packed foods. So in today's lecture, I'll be talking about the importance of packaging, how we have to design a packaging, what are the packaging materials that can be used, and what are the forms of packaging. So once again, I welcome you all to today's lecture. So what is packaging? Packaging is the science, art, and technology of enclosing or protecting the food products for distribution, storage, sale, and use. So it involves science, it involves art, and the technology to enclose the food materials for easy distribution, for easy storage, to improve the sales, and for easy usage. That is how we define packaging. So what is packaging in the present scenario, or how it is defined? The packaging in the present scenario is that in the present day concept, the packaging is a scientific marketing tool with aim at minimizing the cost of delivery with maximizing the sale. So of the package A, it should serve all the purposes of protections from the various reactions, and it should minimize the cost of delivery, and at the same time it should maximize the sales. So you can see here, very simple packaging is done, but it is very attractive, which will help in our improving the sale of that product. So what are the concepts of food packaging? So packaging is very important in the food industry because it is a vital link between the processor and the consumer. Or rather, I can say it is the first line of communication between the producer and the consumer. For example, if we take a product X and Y, let's assume the X and Y product are same, the cost is same, and only the difference that we can do is in the difference in the packaging. So let's say, let's keep this two package in front of a consumer. The X is packed very attractively, and the Y is not packed very attractively. Though the product inside the package is same, can you assume which package the consumer will prefer? Naturally, the X, because X is more attractive. So that is the vital link, we can say, between the processor and consumer. So if your packaging is good, then only the consumer feel like purchasing that product. Then only we will go for testing the product, or he'll eat and say whether the product is good or not. So it is the first line of communication between the producer and the consumer. So package is required for the safe delivery of product through the various stage of processing, storage, transportation, distribution, and marketing. The packaging will act as a gateway to know the product. It is already, as I told, it is a gateway to communicate what is inside the package, how to cook the product, how to keep the product. So this is a gateway to know the product. Okay. The first impression is the last impression. So your package should be very attractive. It should be easy to use. So the first impression is the last impression. If your package is not attractive, if they are finding very difficult to use it, so next time they will not purchase such type of products. Okay. So it is the most ignored part in the Indian food industries because many traditional products, though the non-organized system, though the products are good, but the packaging will not be good. So they will not be able to compete in the market or with the organized sectors. Okay, so the packaging plays a great role in the marketing and branding of your products. So the whole effect of processing will be spoiled if not packed properly or given proper attention. So your product, you have developed a very good product, but your packaging system or the package is not good, naturally it is not going to attract the consumer. So your whole effect of developing the product, producing the product will go waste. So packaging plays a great role in the marketing. So there are three levels of packaging we can see. One is the primary package, secondary package, and the tertiary package, or it also called as a transport packaging. So primary package means the one we take home from the shop, that is, it goes directly to the consumer. Is it clear? So this is the primary package. You can see the cocktail sausage, chicken cocktail sausage in a can. So the secondary package, the one delivered by the shop or the group of primary. So it will, in the secondary package, normally we give to the retailers. Okay, the retailers. So a large number of individual packages are put in the secondary package, like corrugated boxes. Okay, and the tertiary package is the transport packages. So this is the producer's package, we can say. Okay, where the producers put this small package into a bigger transit package for shipping and other things. Okay, so that is a tertiary package. So this will be put into the corrugated boxes or big crates, okay, or the wooden crates they'll be using it, or wooden packs they'll be using it, and they'll be transporting. So we have the primary package, secondary package, and the tertiary package. Why packaging, or what is the importance of packaging in the food industry? Because it is a scientific method of containing the food products against physical damage, chemical damages or chemical changes, and it should be prevent the further microbial contaminations, and to display the product in the most attractive manner for the consumer preference. See, you can see very attractively it should be packed so the consumer feel like purchasing the product. Next is identifications, that is the branding. So for branding also, package plays a great role in branding the products. Product identifications, so what is inside the package, what is inside that covers, product identification, how to store that products, who is the manufacturers. So all these things are communicated to the consumer through the package. Okay, sales promotion. So we always say that good package is a silent salesman. Okay, if the package is good, normally the consumers go for a product with a good packaging system or easy to use. Such type of package only the consumer prefer. For consolidations, okay, so for a consolidation, again you can see we put large number of individual package in a corrugated bag, so in a corrugated box, so it will be easier to ship, store, and display. Then information, so voluntary information as well as the information that is mandatory, we can also put it in the covers, like nutritional facts, the manufacturer's name, the contact numbers, how to use the products, the manufacturer's address, which are all mandatory, that or this voluntary informations can also be put in the package. So you can see this is the nutritional facts they have put, which is very mandatory. This is the consolidated package we can see, which is helping easy transportations and store. And this is the individual packs you can see. This is the individual packs, the minced meat you can see here. Again, you can see the packaging should be very convenient. Okay, that is another important thing. See, you can see the difference here. See, this is a roll, a chicken roll with the sauce is there, and when you press it on this, the sauce is just filling to the hand. See the difference here. The roll packs with a hold where the spills will not be fall into our hands or the fingers. So that shows the convenience. Another good example I can say is the ID, you know, that Mustafa company, ID company. Okay, in that they are producing this vada batter. Okay, so it is the flip lid, so you can see here. Okay, this lid is used for making the vada of traditional shape. Okay, so this is another innovations and convenience to use. So suppose you want to make only 2 vada at a time, you can take the 2, you can only make 2 vada, and rest you can keep it in the refrigerations. Is it clear? So otherwise, every day you have to take and put it in the vessel, washing of vessel, everything will be a problem. So it is the convenience we can see here. So again, you can see here the rice and the chicken curry and the vegetable curry. These are all meshed together here. But here you can see it's very individually it is packed. So this is a convenience, we can say. So along with this, you can keep a wooden spoon also, which will be more convenient for the people to use without washing their hands also. So that is how we have to develop a package. The integrity and stability of the product should be maintained. The food, so it's a very good quote, we can say food is an experience and the package should make it memorable. The package that we use should be memorable, and the consumer should feel that they should purchase the product again and again. Okay, if your product everything is good but your packaging is not good, you can see your packaging putting everything together, that will be messing all the things. So here you can see that's a very ideal packaging we can see here. Okay, so that is, so the consumer will feel like purchasing this again and again. So another important thing is the brand identification. So we know that for branding, the package plays a great role. So we have, for example, this is Delicious, which is doing online marketing of meat and meat products, fish products. Okay, and then we have the Venky's. Okay, Venkateshwara Hatcheries companies, they're having the Venky's products, and we have the Godrej and Tyson's. Okay, and then we have the Godrej and Tyson's, the Real Good. Okay, the product name, the Real Good. Okay, so this is the brand identification. So this the package help to identify the which brand. We know Delicious, when you see this logo or this logo itself, we can say this Delicious products. So, or the Venky's products, or the Tyson's product, or the Godrej products, we can say the Real Goods. So the package should stand out from the competition. So we should give such when you design the package, the logo that we give, the color that we give, and the type of packaging, that it should be distinct from our competitor. And it should be, and so whenever you go with the distinct packaging, try to protect that package. Okay, and the legalized protections of that package also we can try. It should be colorful and it should be eye-catching. The color is very important. Okay, normally we say that, even some studies shows that in Japan, a paper is published, and it shows that the orange-based color, or the yellow-orange base on the color will increase the appetite, especially for the food products. It will, when the base is yellow or orange or red in color, the base is red in color, that will increase your appetite and stimulate the consumer to purchase that product. So it should be eye-catching. The cover should be very eye-catching. It should be very colorful, and the name of the product should be very prominent. And see that never changes your logos, or the brand identification the color should never be changed. The format should be always same. So that will attract the consumers easy, and they will not be skeptical about that products. Is it clear? So they're not at the doubt whether it's really a Venky's product or some duplicate products. So always see that same. You should not keep changing it. So how affect your packages? So how you can say your package is good or not? One is it should have an appropriate color and the fonts. The fonts that we use, as per the FSSAI regulations, we have to use the fonts. The font should be very clear, and we should go for the appropriate colors. You can see the base. Okay, that's what I told you. Somewhat yellow or orange, the red color, which will be very attractive. It will be appealing to the consumers. And the package should be creative and unique. You can see. See, again, you can see the difference here. Okay, this is a flip lids we have, so it is very easy to use. When we don't have such types, suppose this can falls, you can see it is just spilling out. Here it will not spill out. Okay, so it is easy to use also. So it should be very creative and unique. We can say easiest to assess the product inside. So here it is very easy to open and put the product back. So it should be very easy. Like you can see here the two cans, one with the flipper and another without the flip. So suppose if we want to use this can, we need a can opener. Sometimes we have to use the scissors, hammers, because to cut open this lid. But here it is very simple to use. Is it clear? That is the should have easy access to the products. So here we have to cut the lid. It's very difficult when you are doing when you are going in a traveling way, and on the way it's very difficult to do this. In the home, we find it very difficult in spending and cutting off all these things. But here it's very easy. You can just push this one, so it will get open and you can use it. And simple to use. It should be very simple to. The cover should not be look tampered. Okay, the covers should be very clear. It should be of good qualities. Use good images. Okay, use good images which will be more attractive, and don't mislead it. inside the another product, outside the cover it's another product. So it should be same. Okay, whatever the product inside, that should be put on the outside also. So it will be the consumers will not be cheated like. Okay, so that will also help in your branding. Branding, it is also very important. Okay, it should be never misleading. Another, you can see that here also you can see it's okay. What is inside the same? Try to put the same picture outside also. The font size should be very clear. Font size should be a proper, and as per the regulations we are doing, FSSAI regulations, we have to put the font, and the size is also very important as per the, and it should be very clear. Like okay, the name should be very clear, and try to use the common names. So I'll be talking about this labeling in another classes in detail. Okay, and it should use good images, appropriate language. So appropriate language should be there. That is, it should not be offensive. The language that we use should not be offensive. It should state exactly what is inside the package. Okay, it should state what exactly what is inside the package. So you are putting outside something and inside a different thing. So that is misleading, and it will affect your brand also. And environmental friendly. So you can go with biodegradable packaging. So you can see here this is environmental friendly, recyclable packaging materials you can use. So here you can see it's recyclable packaging materials. So you can, another thing is environmental friendly packaging. So like a biodegradable packaging you can go, then you can see the recyclable packaging. The people are becoming very much environmental cautious also. So you can go with the environment friendly packaging. So this, whatever the packaging material that we use, it should be recyclable. So you can see here polyethylene terephthalate 1, high density polyethylene 2, PVC polyvinyl chloride 3. So this is this sign indicates it is that particular 1 means it indicates the PET, 2 means HDPE, 3 means PVC, 4 means LDPE, low density polyethylene, 5 means polypropylene, polystyrene, and for others we for other types of packaging materials or polymers we use 7. Okay, so here this is the sign of recyclable. Okay, recyclable. So in the covers also you can use such things. So the people who are very much environmental friendly or environmental friendly packages, who go for environmental friendly package, they will be attracted to such type of packaging. So what are the factors that we have to keep in mind when we are going for selecting a packaging material? So first is we have to see the products, the factors that determine the shelf life of that product. Here you can see that one is from here, this line demarcate the unpacked, and here it is a packed one. Okay, so you can find the difference. One is the physiological process. So most of the food material will respire, so they will be producing the moisture in the environment. So if moisture is more, it will be favoring the microbes to grow. Another is the chemical processes. So suppose a food is containing more of fat, okay, morely, especially the unsaturated fats. In such type of products, we can come across the lipid oxidations. Okay, then the physical process, for example, dehydrations. If you're not the products which is having moisture content, and if the moisture is get lost from this because of improper packaging, so that product will become dry, and the consumer will find it very difficult to buy that product. Okay, so you have to see, you have to protect from the dehydration of such products so that it will not lose its juiciness. The product will be easy to buy. Then the microbial aspect. Some products spoiled by the microorganisms. The package that we use should prevent the further microbial spoilage also, and infestations. So this we can come across in the case of the spices and the grains. So such so we cannot go with the universal package for all the products. So according to the product's characteristics, we have to select the packaging materials. So for example, the meat, for the cured meat, it's a different package material we have to go. For the fresh meat, we have to go with the different types of packaging. So which we'll be discussing in the coming classes. So methods of packaging, there are different methods of packaging. That is called as aerobic packaging. As I told you, in the case of fresh meat, we have to go with the aerobic packaging, especially at the retail outlets, because the myoglobin has to combine with oxygen to form oxymyoglobin. Then only we get this red cherry red color. Is it clear? So next, in some products, we have to go with the vacuum packaging. Vacuum packaging means removing the atmosphere from inside the package. Completely the air is removed, or the atmosphere is removed around the around the food material. So that is called as a vacuum packaging. Okay. Then we have the modified atmospheric packaging. In the modified atmospheric packaging, the environment around the packaging, around the food material inside the package will be changed. I'll repeat, the environment around the food material inside the package will be changed. For example, the atmosphere will be taken out and we'll be filling with certain gases. It may be a single gases, or we go with a combination of gases. So say for nitrogen, or we'll be going with nitrogen plus carbon dioxide. So nitrogen is inert gas, carbon dioxide is antibacterial effects. So it prevents the rate of spoilage. It helps to reduce the oxidations. Okay. So that is another. There is another packaging called as edible packaging also. So these packages are generally made up of starch and pectin, films, like. So this is edible packaging is now coming up in the market. Okay, these are natural biopolymers. We can say it's made out of the starch, cellulose, gelatin, gum, gluten, and certain waxes also. Even in the apple, they are using this natural waxes to coat to prevent certain chemical reactions and other things. So this is a edible packaging, can say. Then we have the recent trends in packaging like active or smart packaging. Okay, active or smart packaging means we'll be incorporating certain material inside the package. Okay, like oxygen scavengers or carbon dioxide scavengers, then moisture scavengers. So such things will be put inside the package, so that if the moisture is increased in the package due to the respiration of the food material, it will be absorbed by this sachet that we use. Inside the sachet, for example, if you take some diatomaceous products will be there, which help to absorb the moisture, or propylene glycol will be there, which helps to absorb the moisture. So it will be put as a small sachet inside the package. That is called as active or the smart packaging. Then what is intelligent packaging means? There are certain indicators in that packaging. Okay, there are certain indicators will be there. For example, whether your food is maintained in the proper cold chain or not. So what is the microbial loads like? Do not use when it's colored, when it's orange or red. So if your temperature is not proper, so the color will be changing. So if the color is changed to orange or red, it indicates to the consumers we should not use it. Then we have the antibacterial packages. So in this antibacterial packagings, the packaging material will be coated with certain antibacterial substance like niacin, pediosin, or there will be sachets, small sachets, which will be emitting the niacin or pediosin or bacteriocin, such compounds. So this is called as antibacterial packages. So I'll be talking about the recent trends in packaging in the coming classes also. So I'm just giving an introduction about the different types of packaging. So what are the characteristics of the good packaging materials? It should prevent further microbial contamination. So it should prevent the entry of microbial organism into the food materials. It is always desirable to the packaging should be flexible, so easy to store, easy to carry, with a good mechanical strength. It should be flexible, at the same time it should have good mechanical strength. It should be non-toxic and odorless. It should not impart any flavor or color or any toxic material to the food material The packaging material should not impart any toxics or the colors or the flavor odors to that, and it should not also allow to pick any odors from the outside. Okay, that is also very important. It should have sufficient strength and resistance to tearing during handling and storage. That was, it should have a good mechanical strength. It should be able to prevent the puncturing. It should be able to prevent the tearing of the packaging. It should be grease proof. This is also a very important, especially in the case of oily foods. For example, when you take the pickle, you know it's contains a lot of oil. So if it is not oil proof, what happens? The oil will spill out. Is it clear? And it gives a bad looks, and when you handle it also, the oils will stick to your hands. So it should be oil proof, especially when you are going with the oily foods. Okay, resistance to scuffing and tearing, already we discussed that. It should have a good mechanical strength. It should not get scuffed when you handle it. It should have optimum clarity and anti-fogging property. Optimum clarity. The product should be visible to the consumers. Okay, and we should not form any fogs, or the dews should not be formed. There should not be any fogs inside the package. So it should have good clarity and the anti-fogging properties. So coming to the packaging materials, here I have discussed based on the functional properties. So different packaging materials will have different functional properties. So based on the functional properties is very important. So basically we classify the food material, packaging materials into three categories, we can say, based on the functional properties. One is the barrier properties, another is the strength properties, and third is the sealing properties. For example, if you take aluminum foil, what is the barrier properties? That is, it should not allow the moisture to get from outside to inside the food materials, and it should not allow the moisture to go outside of the packaging materials. So one thing. Another is it should not allow the atmosphere to get inside, or it should not allow the gases inside the packaging material to go out. So you know that aluminum foil, it has a very good barrier properties. Okay. Then we have ethylene vinyl alcohol, EVOH. Then we have the PVC, the Barex, then vinylidene chloride copolymers. Okay, so these are having the barrier properties. You must have seen most of the laminates which we are going to discuss, in which there will be aluminum foil is used as a barrier, because it will not allow the moisture, or it will not allow the atmosphere to get inside the packed foods. EVH also, ethylene vinyl alcohol also. So you can see this is ethylene vinyl alcohols which is used for packaging of the sausages. We have the strength prop PVC also, you can see here PVC. Okay, this is a PVC trace with the O wraps. We can also use this PVC, will also act as a very good, it also acts as a barrier, and it also has to some extent as a strength also. Then we have the strength properties. We have the polyamides. The polyamides are nothing but the nylon. So, but the problem with this barrier property, for example, if you take aluminum foil, it do not have the sealability. It does not have the sealability. Is it clear? Then we have the, coming to the strength properties, we have the polyamide. Okay, polyamide, you know the nylons. Okay, the nylon wires, like, okay, why we use the nylon wire? Because that has a very good strength. Okay, then we have the polypropylene. You can see this is a polypropylene trace. Okay, polypropylene, which is again having a very good strength. And polyester, that is a PET. The PET bottles, you know, polyethylene terephthalate. Okay, the polyesters. So the PET bottles that we use for storing the food materials, the PET bottles that we use for drinking water. Okay, this all come under the polyester, which have a good strength properties, and it also has the printability also. It has a very good printability also. That is the advantages of this PET bolt. Then sealing properties. Okay, sealing properties means if your package is perfect, means it should have a very good sealing. If the sealing is not proper, the microbes can enter, the air can enter, the oxygen will be entering, and it can lead to oxidations and other things, and it can lead to the cost. So sealing should be proper. For example, if you take aluminum foil, foil does not seal with each other. So, but if you take the polyethylene, okay, let it be high density polyethylene or low density polyethylene, HDPE, LDPE, okay. So this is having a good sealability. Then we have the polystyrene, expandable polystyrene and high impact polystyrene, okay. Thermocol boxes. Okay, this is the thermocol boxes we can see. So that is nothing but the polystyrene. So expandable polystyrene or expandable polystyrenes are the foam polystyrenes, okay, which will have a very good impacts properties. So it will be act as a cushion, and it also sealable also. Then ethylene vinyl alcohol, and we have the polypropylene also, which is having some sealable properties. So mainly we go for sealing properties. We prefer the polyethylene or the high density polyethylene or low density polyethylene. So based on the functional properties, it's divided into three. One is the barrier, another is the strength properties, and the third is the sealing properties. So next is the laminates. Laminates is nothing but the superimposed product of paper, we can say, plastic and foil, we can say, bound together using some adhesive. So you can see here PET, which is used in the outer layer because it is having a good strength, and it is also printable. Then we use adhesives to stick this PET with the foil. These two cannot stick to each other. So what we use is the adhesives. So this PET is adhered to this foil. So aluminum foil, you know, the aluminum foil is having a barrier properties. So we'll be using these foils. Then we use the adhesives. Then low density polyethylene, which has a very good sealable properties. So it will seal and form hermetically sealed containers can be formed, or hermetically sealed package can be formed. So that is the function of LDP. So why we go for laminates is that because each packaging material will have different properties. For example, aluminum is have a good barrier properties, but if you take polyethylene, it does not have a good barrier properties. Okay, PET is have a good strength properties. So that is why we are combining all these different polymers together to get a package of our functional properties that is required. For example, if you take best example I can say is the Lays. Okay, so you know that Lays chips or the Lays chips is very dried products. Okay, when you expose to the moisture, what will happen? it will absorb the moisture that is present in the environment and it will lose the crispiness. Okay, so that is why if we use the laminates in the lace or the co-extrudeds will be used. So it will prevent the moisture from the atmosphere entering into the packaging material. Another thing is, the chips and other things are fried ones. So it will be containing oils. So when you expose these products to the atmosphere, oxidation can take place. So aluminum, again, it will act as a barrier. So it will not allow the oxygen to come out. Okay, so here what we are doing in the lace or the chips packages, we remove that environment inside the package and we fill with what we call as a nitrogen. Okay, and the nitrogen, it is sealed with a nitrogen. So the nitrogen is inert, it's used as a filler gas, and all the oxygens will be removed, the moisture will be removed. So it is filled with the nitrogen and it's sealed. And the nitrogen should not go out. Again, this foil will act as a barrier. So now I hope it is very clear why we go with the laminates. So laminates is superimposed products. Adhesives are used to form a composite structure of required functional properties. Adhesives used is urethane based. Urethane based, it is mainly used for vacuum packaging and matte packaging. So we'll be discussing this during the packaging of meat and meat products in detail. So laminated structure classified. One is foil bearing. That is when the aluminum foil you use it is called as a foil bearing structure. Film without aluminum, only when we go with film, okay, to make the transparent packages. So this is film, so we can see the product inside. So this is called as film structure. When you use the aluminum foil, we cannot see the structure, what is inside. So then it's called as a foil bearing laminates. So foil bearing laminates are used to control the moisture, oxygen from air, sensitive products where a long shelf life is desired. Okay, so we go with the aluminum foils. Film laminates are used primarily when high clarity transparent structures are desired. The structures are noted for high gloss, softness and moderate barrier properties. So when you want to see the product inside, then we go with, at the same time, to some extent we need barrier properties and strength also, then also we go with the laminates. So foil bearing structures and film structures. So flexible packaging laminates, so here also you can see, involves the combining of film or foil or paper to prepare a specific structure of particular packaging end use. That's what I told. For example, if you take in the cured meat, the oxygen should not get inside because the color will change, the cured color will change. So it has to prevent. But in the case of red meat, it is different. So that oxygen should go. So we will be using a different types of packaging. So there are two general process of lamination. One is adhesive laminations. That is what I explained here. We will be using certain adhesive and putting the package layers together to get a desirable package of particular functional properties. So then next extrusion laminations. So we'll be extruding one over the other. Okay, that is called as extrusion laminations. So what is the application of laminates? Boiling bags pouches. So this is a technology that is developed in Japan. So you put the food inside the package and put the food direct along the spices and whatever you want to add, that is added and mixed, marinated or whatever. Then you put it in for the boiling water. Okay, the cooking takes place inside the package itself. So that is called as a boiling bags pouches. For that also we will be using the laminates. So the flavor is maintained. That is the advantage of boiling bag pouches. Then we have the retort pouches. For retorting, instead of cans, we go with the retort pouches. Okay, this is the retort pouches where the food material will be put inside and it will be subjected to a high temperature for a particular time. That is called as a laminated pouch. It's easy to use. So we go with the 3-ply or a flow ply. 3-ply means 3 layers. 2-ply means 2 layers. Okay, so you can see here PET, which is the outer layer. Polyethylene terephthalate, which is used for printing and it gives strength. Aluminum foil, it acts as a barrier. Then high density polyethylene will be acting as for the sealing properties. So we can also go with the 2 layers, that is polypropylene and polyethylene copolymers and PET. Then we have the foil, then we have the biaxially oriented polypropylene. So this is a 1, 2 and 3 layers with 2 adhesives. Here is an adhesive polyurethane. Again, you will be using the adhesives. So again, so the laminates are used for vacuum packaging. Then boiling bags, retort pouches we are using it. Then we use for the composite Tetra packs, and we also used for the disaster relief packages. So these are the disaster relief packages. So we have to put the, for example, flood is there, so we have to put the food material from the helicopter. So when it falls, it should have proper strength, otherwise it will break. So for that also we go with the laminates. So you can see here HDPE, paper cardboard, polyethylene, aluminum foil, polyethylene. So we are going with the different layers, like, okay, 4 layers, 6 layers, like the Tetra Packs, 6 layers. So this is also again used, the laminates is also used in this type of package. So this is the retortable pouch. You can see here, retortable pouch and co-extruded pouch we can use. Then what is co-extruded? Co-extruded means the process of pressing 2 or more material through the same die to form a single layer. So here we are not going with gluing. We are not, as we see, we are not using any adhesives. It is not assembled or bonded like. Okay, here we are like laminates, they are not bonded or they are not glued together. Here we will be using the different multi-extruders or users, 1, 2, 3 extruders or even 4, 5 extruders or users. So it will be going to the die and it will come as a single layer. Okay, this comes as a single layer. So this is the co-extrusion, simultaneous. It is obtained by simultaneous extrusion of 2 or more polymers into a molten state. So into the molten states it will be coming and it merges out as a single layer. So you can see it comes out as a single layer. This is called as a co-extruded. In laminates, we are using certain glues or the adhesives and we are making into a composite structure. Here it's not a composite structure, it comes as a single layer. That's called as a co-extruded. So multiple plastics are combined to form a single materials of distinct properties. So we get a distinct properties. Each individual plastic retain its original properties. So suppose we are going to the first layer, then second layer, like third layers, then in that cases each individual will maintain the original properties, but is combined into a compound material part. So it comes out as a single layer. If you are mixing, prior mixing is done. So you know that they use the pellets or the resins are used and you are mixing all together and then you are extruding, means then will not, individual characteristics will not be coming. So here if mixed prior to extrusion, the characteristics of the individual material may be altered, but the end result is a homogeneous product. So the end result will be a homogeneous. It is having excellent chemical resistance, and we can also, another advantage is it is having a we can do reverse printing also. Reverse printing means backside you can print so that the printing will not fade or it will not be affected like. So reverse printing technology also can be used in the co-extrudeds. These are mainly used for the oils and snacks foods. We are using the co-extruded soup. We'll be using this co-extruded films. It is not suitable. We cannot do co-extrusions for polymers that will not adhere to each other. So if the polymers, different polymers we are using 1, 2, 3 and 4, if they are not adhere to each other, then we cannot go for the co-extrusion. And if they have drastically different melting temperature, again we cannot co-extrude them. So they should not have different melting temperature, one thing, and they should have the property to adhere with each other. Otherwise we cannot do co-extrusions. So you can see here the snacks foods, the chicken chips, salmon fish fillets, you can see crispy fish sticks, you can see the crunchy fingers, you can see. So this is the examples of co-extrudeds that can be used in the snacks foods. So thank you very much for listening to this class. So in the next class, I'll be talking in detail about the packaging of fresh meat and the processed meat. Thank you very much. Take care. God bless you. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you.